Hello everyone, Denise here. Today I'm doing a hook review on these beautiful wooden hooks I bought on Amazon. Let's get started. So I purchased these on Amazon. There are 7 of these. They range in size from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4 mm in size. There are no half sizes of these, and they are handmade in India. They are made of Mangowood, and they are quite a work of art in my opinion. I think they are gorgeous. So the entire set was, I do believe it was $37.99. I will link to the shop I purchased them from in the description box. I am not affiliated with this company. I just think that if you're interested, you should go check them out. So it's up to you. Makes no difference to me. So I am a fan of wooden hooks. I always have been kind of a collector of them, wooden hooks and knitting needles. So I appreciate the handcrafting in wooden hooks and the uniqueness of each of them. They're all very unique. As you can see, the smaller ones have, you can see that the shaft of the hooks are longer and more uniform in size, and then as the hooks get larger, the shaft gets larger. So it is one thing to note, because I am used to a hook that is uniform for a good portion like this. Clover or more, and they're more uniform further down the hook, whereas these are getting larger as the hook goes. See how it starts small here and then grows? So that is something to consider if you're looking to buy these. Not something I thought of very much about until I used these. So it does create a different motion when you're using them, because it sort of fights your tension a little bit, I want to say. So with these, I do crochet more loosely. I'm going to try 3 different yarns with the 5 mm hook, because that's as close to I as I can get. That's an H hook, so I'm going to use that one. I have put a little bit of lotion on my hands and then rubbed the hook, because they tend to be a little rough to begin with, but not, you know, they're smooth, but it is just the nature of wood to have a little friction that is created while you're crocheting. So I will start with some, I love this yarn by Hobby Lobby. This is Prairie grass print, and it is 100% acrylic. I'm just trying it on a few yarns so that you get an idea for how it works with different fibers. And I'm not making anything special. I will just go ahead and create. So it's nice and ergonomic here. That's why I purchased them, because of the handle shape. So when I hold my hook, I tend to grab here like this. But when I'm crocheting, I like more of a fill in my palm, because it helps my hand not hurt. It helps my arthritis not flare up. So, and you will hear it as I crochet, because wood has a tendency to be a little more noisy, especially with acrylics. So it is, this hook is pretty smooth. The head is a little bit different than what I'm used to. It is quite defined with its hook here, you can see, but that's normal for especially handmade wooden hooks. I've noticed that they have a lot more of a head end there. And metal, of course, is going to be more smooth because it's metal. It's just a matter of getting used to using the hook a bit so that I have a feel for how it works with the yarn. So I have no problem right now working this. Very comfortable, very smooth. Of course, if the sound bothers you, you would not enjoy this with this yarn. I'm going to use 2 more different yarns to see the sound and the feel. But as far as smoothness, this is very nice. It's not hurting my hand at all. I'm actually gripping it different. Now that I'm thinking about it, I am holding this much different than I normally would a crochet hook because of the roundness of it, but that's okay. It's a natural feel. It's not bad. Okay, so I get a feel for that. It hooks well, it hooks nice. It does have some noise with the acrylic. So let's try this one that is one of my new favorites. This is Comfy Classic in the color Linen, Yarn Bee. What is this content? 48 viscose, 30% polyester, and 22% nylon. This stuff is amazing. It's got a lot of boing to it, so I'm wondering how it's going to work with the hook. Where's the end? Oh no, here it is. Kind of mess. All right. A little more quiet. This yarn is a lot softer, a lot easier to work with. This yarn is just amazing. I didn't show it, did I? I'm sorry. Yarn Bee, Comfy Classic, color Linen. Awesome yarn. I can link that review below as well, so you can take a look at it, the yarn. I don't know why I'm not using this yarn in every project. It's getting caught up on my own yarn here. Come here. Yeah, it works better with this yarn. The hooks work better with this yarn. This yarn is much softer and a lot more slippery than the Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. This is much better. I tell you right now, I would definitely choose the Yarn Bee Comfy Classic over the I love this yarn any day with these hooks. Any day. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. That's a win with that yarn. All right, and the third one I brought in here is Yarn Bee Fresh Haven. This I got, I've had this for a while. This was last year or the year before. Do not remember. This was Hobby Lobby clearance a year or 2 or 3 ago. It's called Fresh Haven, You're Blushing. It is made of 100% lyocell, which is made from wood. So, see how we work wood with wood. It says you're supposed to use an eye hook, for this yarn, but this yarn is, says it's a worsted weight 4. It's very light, worsted weight 4. Just untangling. All right. I feel like this hook is too big of a size to work with this. It's actually smaller than the size that it recommends. It just feels really loose. It's working quite well though. Maybe I'll grab the G hook on the second row and see how it feels. It's a wonky little row. Where's the G? This would be G for 4mm. This has more drag to this hook because it has been used less, but I'm guessing that with a few moments, half an hour working with the hook, it's going to start warming up and changing a bit, because that's what happens with wood. Once you work with it a bit, it tends to get more agreeable. Yeah, this 4mm is, it feels much better with this yarn. Probably not even in video here. Yeah, I would say a 4 with this yarn. It's because it's smaller. It feels better. I like the hooks, but I am a wood hook lover, so there's that. I like the handmade hook and the naturalness of the wood, the way it warms up in your hand as you work with it. I like all of these things. I somewhat like the drag that wood gives you in a project when you're working with fiber. It kind of helps me be controlled while I'm crocheting. Sometimes I get crazy. I get going way too fast. I start slipping stitches. It helps me control myself more with my crafting. So and when I first started crocheting, I really liked the wooden hooks for that reason. They slowed me down. They made me think more. I was more mindful of what I was doing because I had to go slower. Now, that's not to say that I want to go slow, but there's a place for every hook, I do believe. If you can work with a hook, there's a place for every hook, just like I think there's a place for every yarn. So as long as you can hook with it, it's okay. If you're not getting completely frustrated. If working with wooden hooks frustrate you, I would not recommend ever buying wood hooks, no matter what. But these are very nice. I think it's $37.99 for 7 hooks. Handmade, ergonomic, of Mangowood. What? That's a steal. That is a great deal. That is a sad little swatch, but it is what it is. So let's compare them. It worked best with the Comfy Classic, 100%. I did not really like it with I Love This Yarn. That could change if I did a lot of working with it and really got used to it, but it felt much more draggy with the acrylic. I definitely would reach for these hooks with a Comfy Classic. They are a great match with them, with that yarn. Overall, the hooks are nice. You know, being a maker that used to sell things, I always strive for the quickness of a project. That has to kind of be thrown out with these hooks because the wood would slow me down. The wood would slow me down. So I have to take that factor out. So if I was going to try to make something quickly, I would not reach for these hooks at all. I do think they are more of a sensory thing for me, whereas I appreciate the wood and I'm enjoying the make more using the wood. Kind of like sipping a fine wine, or you know, any sensory thing that you do that brings you joy. And that is honestly why I bought them, because just looking at them brings me joy. I love the look of them. I knew they would fit well in my hand. I know with the larger sizes, the increase of the shaft does present a bit of a problem for me, but it's not something I couldn't get used to working with it because I'm used to more of a uniform shaft. For this long, I tend to let my yarn slide down the shaft before I loop. That's how I'm just used to that movement. And with these, that stitch gets caught on that increase. So that's just something to keep in mind as well. But a great buy, great and beautiful makes they did. These are gorgeous. I'm trying to figure out how I would rate these because it's not a typical $2 hook that's comparing to, say, the Clover Amour. They're completely different. It's not apples to apples. It's not even apples to oranges. It's like apples to I don't know, strawberries. I'm not really sure what I'm saying. It's hard to compare them to other hooks because of their uniqueness. So I will just rate them on the uniqueness that they are. For the cost of them, I'll give them a 10 out of 10 because I can tell you right now, one of these hooks made by Furls, you're looking at about $100 for a similar hook. So value is 10 out of 10, 100% great. For usability, I'll give them an 8 out of 10 just because of the shaft increasing here. And you know, they're not going to be as fast, so I can't even rate them on that because that's just a given. They're going to be slower. They're beautiful, 100% on that. So would I recommend them? Yes. If you like wooden hooks, yes, I recommend them to you 100% because you're not going to be disappointed in them if you like wooden hooks already. If you are on the fence about buying wooden hooks, I would recommend probably not buying a whole set. Maybe picking up a wooden hook here or there, wherever you can find one, and trying it out. There are a lot of bamboo hooks on the market. But I tend to not like them very much at all. I do have a set that I bought on Amazon a long time ago, and they're so incredibly cheap. I know people like them, but they were really hard for me to work with, and they also were not ergonomic. So given those factors, I'll give them about a 90% as far as a grade. For me, liking wood hooks, I'll give them a 90% because they are good hooks. They are beautifully crafted. very wonderfully made. You can tell that whoever is making these, they're very good at this. There are some ball winders that I'm interested in from this company and probably will be purchasing soon, and I will give you a review on that. Hope you enjoyed this review. I like bringing you hooks that other people aren't bringing as much, just to give you an idea of what's out there if you're afraid to buy stuff. Not that my opinion is the opinion that matters the most at all. I'm not saying that. But it is nice to see someone's opinion on something that most people aren't reviewing. And I do think, I think smaller companies that are trying to make items within our realm of crafting deserve a fair shake, because you can only really find like furls here and a handful of people who actually create hooks on their own. So that is why India was where I found these, and that's because there's more people over there that make these items. So I hope you enjoyed the review. I'll give them a 90% because I enjoy them. And don't be surprised if you see them in tutorials. I will try not to use them too much because of the sound. I know that bothers a lot of people. It does not bother me. I will link where I bought these on Amazon in the description box for you, so that you can look at them, check them out if you want to. And until next time, guys, I appreciate you watching. You take care. Bye.